and welcome to Hero Power. I'm your host, Avanties, and as always, I'm joined by my co-host, Zerotio.
What is up, gang? How is everybody doing today?
Oh man, has it been a week. So, we have just a little bit of news to talk about today, quite a bit actually. And there's been some pretty big changes. We'll get into that here in just a minute. But first, how was your week in Hearthstone, Zerotio?
Good. As a lot of people know, I have been doing a lot of competitive play. I'm not so focused so much on ladder. It's mainly been THL and Coin Concede Listener Series. And I'm actually doing really good in both of those. The CC Series, I lost my match this week to Posca, but it's the last week of regular play, and I'll be going into the playoffs. Don't know the seed yet, but I pretty much shooing for the playoffs. And then THL, I won my match this week, making me, I think, 6-1 on the season, going into the last week of regular season play, and should have a chance for playoffs. We'll find out more about that tonight.
Yeah, but where do you stand on the possibility of All Stars?
I'm there tonight. Ron Mexico and Dragon Rider play, and they're both one-loss players. And I defeated Ron Mexico, and I play Dragon Rider next week. So based on that game, I'll find out more about the prospects of All-Stars. And if I make All-Stars, which is possible, if I make All-Stars, it will be the second time I make All-Stars. So that's kind of cool. I'm excited.
Awesome. That's awesome. And congratulations on playoffs. That's very good.
Well, again, we're up in the air on playoffs.
Yeah,
we don't know for sure yet, but it's looking likely. It's in our hands, really, because if we can beat the Wet Woman next week, then we'll pretty much shoe in for playoffs at that point.
Okay. All right, awesome. I have been playing a little more Hearthstone lately. So I finished the month of February in rank 13, which, of course, at the beginning of this month moves me back to, like, I don't even remember where, 18th or 17th, something
17,
like that.
Yeah, 17.
And I've already crawled back up to 1 win away from 13 today.
Oh, cool.
So everything I dropped, I've almost picked back up today, playing the Galakron Warrior deck that we played on the show a couple weeks ago, or last week. I can't remember. I think it was last week.
Yes,
that deck's I actually doing pretty well on ladder. So
I actually took that deck up to rank 1, and I didn't quite make it to legend. Of course, like I said, I wasn't pushing too hard. I was like, if I can go on like a quick run, I'll go for it. And I ended up making it to rank 1 3 stars, but ended up just going to bed. I didn't feel like doing the last bit of push.
Okay. Yeah, I've been having a lot of fun with it, and I'm almost back up to where I finished last month, which has been my best start of a season ever. So we'll see if I continue to push through it. I'm going to have a little bit of free time coming up this week to play a little more. My wife's having surgery this week, so I'll be sitting in a waiting room and sitting in a hospital room with some downtime to play some Hearthstone. So we'll
nice.
We'll see how that goes.
That is the big benefit of Hearthstone, is it is mobile.
Mm-hmm.
So you can play it, when you're having to sit somewhere at like a bus station or at the hospital or things like that. So that's kind of cool.
Right. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Yeah. So basically, that brings us to this week in the news. And if you guys haven't heard yet, patch 16.4 just dropped and brought dragons into the Battlegrounds.
Yeah, this is really cool. And a little spoiler for the second half of the show: we're actually going to play some Battlegrounds today, uh, because it's the hotness right now, and it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it really is, and I love Battlegrounds. I've told you guys for 4 years now on this show that I'm not really a ladder player. I love the solo content, and I love really have been enjoying Battlegrounds. So we're gonna check out some of the new stuff. They've introduced 7 new heroes.
Hmm. Do we
Uh,
want to talk about those heroes real quick, just
yeah,
real briefly?
yeah,
So
yeah.
the 7 new heroes was we have Galakron, who has the one cost hero power. Galakron's Greed. Replace a minion in Bob's Tavern with a minion from a higher tavern tier. So we've kind of seen this with Toki Time Tinker in a way, but this is more pinpointy. So that's kind of cool. You could actually keep freezing the board and still be at Tavern Tier 1, but have like Tavern Tier 5 and 6 minions in the tavern. Then we have Deathwing, which has a passive hero power. All minions have +3 attack. Uh, so far, a lot of people are saying he's one of the more powerful ones. I don't agree, but we can talk more about that later. Then we have Ysera, which is one cost hero power. Refresh and add a dragon to Bob's Tavern. Obviously, we have a lot of new dragons being added. Ysera, or Nose Dormu's the next one, has a passive hero power of your first refresh each turn costs 0. So you get to refresh the tavern for no cost. Then we have Malagos, which is a 0 cost hero power. Replace a minion with a random one of the same tavern tier. This can target your own minions. And you can target one of your own minions and turn it into another minion you have on board and in your hand and get a golden. Or 2 other minions you have on board and to get a golden. So that can happen. Alexstrasza is... This one's interesting. She has a passive hero power. After you upgrade Bob's Tavern to Tier 5, discover 2 dragons. So kind of like AFK, but a little less reactive and more proactive. If you can level up the Tavern Tier 5 fast enough, you'll get 2 minions. Again, they could be of any tier. So you could end up discovering, of course, it's a discover. So you'll likely have agency in picking good ones. So, and then the last one is Reno Jackson. Spoiler, it's hinted that he's a dragon. Reno Jackson has a hero power of Gonna Be Rich. 4 cost hero power. Make a friendly minion golden. You can only use this once per game.
Wow.
I haven't seen him used in great effectiveness. And I haven't had him offered to me once yet. And I played a lot of Battlegrounds over the last few days.
Okay.
So those are your new heroes. It's really... What's really interesting is, and kind of jumping ahead, the only hero they took out of the pool is Professor Putricide.
Mm-hmm.
And he's being taken out for redesign. So that means there's going to be lots of heroes, 6 heroes total, or maybe more than that actually, that aren't offered in the pool of. So there's 8 players, three each, so 24 being offered. So there may be heroes that aren't even offered, which makes it more dynamic for playing. You're not always going to have those AFKs.
The exact same pool of heroes to choose from. Yeah,
you're not always going to have players with the top tier heroes. You might have a game where you're only offered a tier 2 hero, but then nobody else is offered any of the tier 1s. So,
yeah.
Or you're offered a tier 1 that you don't like, and that means somebody else isn't going to get that one and might not get some of the other top ones. So,
there was also a balance change for an existing hero, George the Fallen. His ability Boon of Light, which was 4 gold, give a friendly minion Divine Shield, has now been reduced to 3 gold. So it's his give a friendly minion Divine Shield has become a little cheaper. Do you think that makes him more appealing as a hero choice now?
So just because of it going from 4 to 3, only slightly, But the fact that, and we'll talk about this a little bit more later, new minions have been added. There is such thing as a Divine Shield build, and it's pretty strong if you can get the right cards coupled with George's ability to constantly put Divine Shields on minions. So one of the biggest problems with his Divine Shield is you put Divine Shield on a minion, you at that point you really don't want to sell that minion because you have to invest another 4 gold, and even in this case 3 gold to put it on there. But now with these new Divine Shield builds, it's it's actually more lucrative to pay the 3 gold to do that.
Okay.
It's kind of like the cost of a minion. So you're basically paying the cost of a minion to play a minion that would just give it almost like get a spell that would put Divine Shield on something. So I think it's more balanced, and I've seen George the Fallen do pretty well. I've seen quite a few top fours with George the Fallen in my pools.
Okay, awesome. There were a couple of minion changes. Sneed's old Shredder has moved from tier 6 to tier 5. And Mama Bear. Mama Bear was a staple tier 6 beast for beast builds. She was a 4/4 whenever you summoned a beast, give it +4/+4. Well, now she's still a tier 6, but she's now a 5/5 that gives a beast +5/+5. So
This is actually a revision of a nerf. This is what Mama Bear used to be when she
okay.
first came out, a 5/5 that gave +5/+5. And the reason they're able to do this is because they've added 18 new minions. Now I'm not going to go through all 18 new minions,
Right, right.
because we're not going to sit here and review through all that. But they're mainly dragons, a few legendaries that really stick out, and then more importantly is they've removed 10 minions, and I will run down that list very quickly. They removed Shielded Minibot, Anoyotron, Mounted Raptor, Phalanx Commander, Psychotron, Tortolan Shellraiser, Piloted Sky Golem, that was the 4-cost one, Festerroot Hulk, Boogie Monster, and Sated Threshodon. So really the pool of minions has just gone up. Especially in the later tiers, you're not going to have a lot of times where you get a tavern and there's nothing good. There might not be anything that matches your build or your warband, but it's going to be very few times that there'll be nothing good at all. There'll at least be some quality minions in Bob's Tavern, which is that's exciting to me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm doing less good at Battlegrounds. I'm not as good at Battlegrounds right now. It possibly just be learning curve of the new meta or whatnot, but I keep wanting to play it. I chose to play more Battlegrounds instead of push to Legend when I had a chance to get to Legend. And again, once the new set and stuff come out, I might want to get back on the standard ladder. But Battlegrounds are just fun for me right now, and I'm really excited to see where Battlegrounds are right now to kind of bridge that gap of offset meta times where right now there's not any new sets or new cards coming out, so it gets a little what they would call stale
Mm-hmm.
on the standard and even on the wild ladder to an extent. It gets boring. Well, BG's is filling that gap for me until April, presumably, when our new cards come out.
Yes, I agree, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing the new cards when they get here. But for the meantime, like you said, I'm just having a blast with playing in the Battlegrounds, and I finished the solo content on normal. I'm now working through it on hard. Unlike some people on this podcast, I don't try to finish it all same day.
It wasn't it was like the next day, okay? It was
like 40... you must be getting old, man.
I am. It actually took me 4 days to finish all of Heroic this time, but
yeah. So yeah, I'm just really enjoying the game right now. Outside of ladder and waiting on new cards to get here, and I'm working on grinding up my gold for the new set. somewhere in the mid 3,000s now. So it's getting there, and I'm having fun with it thus far. So
Yeah, and full disclosure, there's been a fairly recent time, well, maybe middle of last year, 2019, where you weren't having fun and weren't even sure if you wanted to stick around and keep playing Hearthstone. I mean,
that's true. That's true.
so to hear your kind of tone change, that's big. That's huge. That means they must be doing something right because you're knowing you for as long as I've known you, uh, and being the best man at two of my three weddings. I learned my lesson. I know you, and you kind of once you've made a decision, you stick to your guns, and it's hard to sway you off that decision. And it seems like you were about ready to make the decision to stop playing Hearthstone and stop being part of that community because you weren't enjoying it. And Blizzard just kind of has changed the way they're doing things, and some of the content's been more enjoyable. And you seem to really enjoy it more now.
I am enjoying the game a little more than I have in previous, especially this time last year. This time last year was right after the layoffs at Blizzard. They had let go the entire Fireside Gatherings team and most of the community support people, and I just didn't know. It was a very uncertain time, and I didn't think. I honestly, I didn't think Hearthstone was gonna survive.
And it was also right after "Don't you all have cell phones?" BlizzCon. So I get that. I guess would you say that Year of the Dragon has been the best year for Hearthstone?
I would definitely say it's been the most fun year.
Okay.
I really enjoyed that first year of content when we had TVT and GVG. I really enjoyed those sets. But I think this has been the most fun year of Hearthstone that we've had. You're going to have people who are like, "Oh, but the meta has been so warped with so many powerful cards and blah, 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 blah."
Yeah, but I would say that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to. I mean, I say nobody. I know there's people out there that would love a chess style of play where it's two people playing the same cards back to back, and the better person wins, and that's why Gwent had fans. But that's not what I and a lot of people in the community enjoy. We enjoy what Hearthstone brings, and that's that digital aspect, the kind of fun, playful way. RNG, sometimes it can get a little out of hand. Hitting that 1 in 17 for lethal. Sorry to some of my THL opponents. That can be unfun for some people, but I enjoy it. Even when it's done to me, I enjoy it. To me, that's the digital. That's why I like it better than something like Magic the Gathering. I would say that Year of the Dragon was probably as similar to the very first year of content, GVG and Blackrock Mountain, that content. It was about as similar to that in enjoyment level as I've ever had throughout the rest of Hearthstone. And I hope that Hearthstone 2020 brings that same feel or better feel. I just want them to switch things up and change things a bit to kind of make it more fresh. I'm excited for 2020 Hearthstone.
I am too. So with that in mind, what do you think and when do you think we're going to get the new year of, and what do you think it might be?
So on the forums, they were talking about some major issues, the iOS launches and the Android launch of 16.4. And it was dug by Matt at Arms that a comment was mentioned that it was confirmed on the Hearthstone forums by a dev that more details on Hearthstone in 2020 will be announced in mid-March, because that was in a response to a question of, is this what you guys were meeting about in the summit? And they were like, no, that's not what we're meeting about. There'll be more about that in mid-March. Mid-March to to Blizzard could literally be that first day of the second week of March, or the last day of the third week of March. So we're probably looking at another 2 weeks before we hear anything, and likely some kind of teaser. And then my speculation on what do I think the Euro would be, I was going to say Year of the Stag. I just think Year of the Stag fits really well. There was kind of an image at one point of a unicorn on the dial of the Year of. And people will go, well, they're not going to do Year of the Unicorn. No, but the closest thing in Azeroth lore to a unicorn is a single-horned stag.
Right.
So it could be that it's a form of stag that's on there, and that would be nice to see. But we did hear about from a fairly reputable source. It was HearthstoneDex.net found a leak of a possible Year of the Phoenix.
Could that be what is on the way? So on the official Ways to Play page, there was an updated image with an icon showing a phoenix, or what could be a phoenix. Yeah. It's a bird of some sort. If you guys are familiar with Warcraft, there have been phoenixes in the game before. Specifically, Kel'Thas Sunstrider's personal mount, Alar, was a farmable mount in the game. You could get the ashes of Alar and then summon that mount to ride. So, I mean, phoenixes are not unknown to the Warcraft universe. Now, granted, you know, Hearthstone no longer has that Heroes of Hearthstone tag, and they can kind of introduce new things if they want, but kind of hard to ignore that image that mysteriously got replaced. So,
it got reverted back.
It got reverted back to the dragon. Yeah, that's true.
When I was looking at it originally, I was like, yeah, this could be a phoenix. It also could be a it could be an elemental. It could be a dragonhawk. But when you mentioned Kel'Thas and Ashes of Alar, it made me think that maybe this is Phoenix, because we had Year of the Mammoth, and a lot of people say, well, nothing was tied to Year of the Mammoth. It was prehistoric kind of dinosaur type stuff, so I could see the link to Mammoth. And then Year of the Raven was the year we got all the Khadgar stuff in One Night in Karazhan, and Khadgar's kind of his symbol is the raven, so that made a little sense. Year of the Dragon, obviously dragons. I mean, that all kind of came out. So there hasn't been like a steadfast, really tight tie to the Year of, but it's been very loose. So maybe because we're going to have some mention and maybe some content around Kel'Thas sometime this year, and which also, you know,
that would be awesome. That would be awesome to have Kel'Thas in the game.
Maybe Year of the Phoenix is the way to go, and that kind of tells us what kind of content we'll have in 2020. What kind of solo? I don't even remember what raid was Ashes of Alar out of.
Oh, I knew you were going to ask me that. He was from loading Wowhead. So this could take a day or two.
My lore nerd source tells me Tempest Keep.
That is correct.
So Tempest Keep, what area? Again, I've not played hard.
That was in the Outland. That was from the Burning Crusade expansion. No.
Okay, so we haven't really.
Wait, that's not correct. It was after Burning Crusade, wasn't it?
It was after Burning Crusade?
It was when they introduced the Blood Elves.
So in Kel'Thalas?
Yeah.
Is that where it was? Kel'Thalas?
Yes. No, Tempest Keep was in Outland.
So it was an Outland. Tempest Keep was an Outland. It was an Outland.
It's been 10 years. I know that.
Yes, it has. It has. And again, I haven't played in so long. So have we had we haven't had, other than kind of loosely the Boomsday stuff, we haven't had a lot of stuff in the Outlands kind of area.
That's
Uh,
correct.
so maybe we'll see some of that content, some of those raids, Hellfire Peninsula style stuff, um, which could bring about more mech type stuff. So that's a whole new set of content.
So Kel'Thas Sunstrider is traditionally known, as a mage.
Yes.
So could we get a mage hero of Kel'Thas Sunstrider?
Are you saying hero portrait or hero card?
Either. I think that could be really
Because
interesting.
I would love a hero card of Kel'Thas. Kel'Thas is always one of my favorites too. Um, it'll be really interesting. Yeah, I'm kind of, now that the Year of the Phoenix leak, again, not confirmed.
Mm-hmm.
This could be, it could be Year of the Grass Snake. I don't know. I mean, it looks like maybe grass growing with the snake. I don't know. Anyways, who knows what it actually is? But it looks like it could be a Phoenix. If that's the case, that to me tells me we're gonna have some good content in 2020.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I still believe that they are going to revise the classic set. Not just do a Hall of Fame, but I think they're going to revise it. They're going to keep the same number of cards and bring some cards to put them in Classic. I don't think they'll do it with Basic because those are cards you earned.
Casting my vote now for Lothab to be in the Classic set.
Oh, I would love Lothab. I would even love Barnes because now with the power level the way it is, I don't think Barnes would be that bad at its new nerfed cost. It's increased cost.
Matt at Arms, if you want Zerotio's address, I can give it to you later.
So I say that a little bit as a meme because I know it will trigger Matt at Arms. But no, I think that cards of that power level, with the way the Year of the Dragon cards have gone, I think those type of cards could exist in this because they've kind of toned down the individual power level cards and kind of brought that synergy power level across more. So a lot of cards work well together, but not so much super powerful on their own. So I think cards that were overpowered could exist in this current standard meta that we will have in 2020.
Yeah.
It's going to be exciting. And for that reason, I'm not dusting any cards, and I'm also, which you shouldn't when you have any kind of rotation coming, just in case a card gets Hall of Famed. But I'm not opening any of my classic packs either.
I have also started holding on to my classic packs, and, well, I don't dust anything anyway. So I'm holding on to all my cards, and I always hold all my gold cards until after a set releases to dust to craft new cards. So yeah, I don't dust anything anyway. So hold on to your packs, guys. We may have new stuff coming down the pipeline that way.
We might.
All right, so that brings us to this week's Tavern Brawl, which is ShiftCon West. So ShiftCon has gotten so big, it's had to expand. ShiftCon West brings all the same fun, but now includes commemorative shifting scrolls. So I had win 3 games or play 3 Tavern Brawls as a daily quest. This was a good time to have ShiftCon happen because it's a fun Tavern Brawl. I really enjoy it, and I'm like 4-1 in Tavern Brawl this week.
Yeah, I played like 10 games to get my win. Unfortunately, by the time I got my win, I got all my quests completed, so it worked out. It's one of, okay, so I've never been a fan of ShiftCon just because of all the shifting zeros. There's no way to plan. It's basically flip a coin every time. But now that spells are involved, it's even twice as worse. So it's like I was ready to get this one done and move on. But some people like this one. I do like that they aren't just going right back to Crossroads. Yes. Oh, we're having a lull. We're busy working on other things. Let's just do Crossroads again. Or one of the 3 or 4 variations of carts at the crossroads or whatever they are.
Mm-hmm.
They were just overusing it as the go-to tavern brawl, and they're doing better with this. Again, Joe Maggs left the team, but I'm sure his influence in how tavern brawls have done every week has increased and done so much better since he kind of took over.
Mm-hmm.
I think it was 2018 or 17. So hopefully, when the reins gets passed, or I'm sure they're passed already, they keep that same ideology going because Joe Mag was great for the team.
Yeah. All right. So that's going to pretty much do it for us this week on the podcast. If you're joining us on Twitch or YouTube, stay tuned as we are going to check out this new Battlegrounds meta live on the show in the second half here. If you are listening to our audio podcast, thank you for joining us. Remember, you can follow us on Twitter at HeroPower_cast. You can find all of our past episodes on YouTube at youtube.com/ECMMOGamers or on our website at HeroPowerHS.com. If you enjoy the show, you'd like to help support and improve it, or you'd just like to be a member of our patron-only Discord, you can find out all about that over at patreon.com/HeroPower. And we'll see you all again next week.
And don't forget to use your hero power.
Alrighty. Well, I am already spectating you, sir, so as soon as you begin, how did you finish in the other one?
Got fourth.
Oh, okay. All right.
I kind of lost doing the beginning of the show. I kind of lost my train of thought with it, and I couldn't focus. That is not something I'm good at, multitasking. But yeah, I end up getting fourth. I think there were 6 left when we started the show. So
long-time listeners are well aware you're not good with thinking. So
we got new heroes.
Yes, we have Galakron and Deathwing here. I think we should check out Galakron and his 1 mana get a minion from a higher tavern tier.
It's very interesting. It takes a lot of finesse. I like Galakron as well. Deathwing is strong, but there's not a lot to just everything just has +3 attack, including your enemies. So that makes it a little tricky. All right. Well, a few dragons in here. Ooh, wow, somebody's played Jiraxis.
Okay. So
we have the Wrathweaver, Mecharoo, and this is a really bad first set.
It's not good. It's not great, that's for sure.
I think we take the Wrathweaver just to kind of go into early demons.
Okay.
It hurts us in the first turn, but we're going to be playing against Alexstrasza, so they won't have anything crazy shenanigans. Because starting out demons and then transitioning to something else is a good way to start. All right. So somebody's going dragons, which makes sense with Alexstrasza because her hero power gives her more dragons. Oh, excuse me. What she tears up, so I think we tavern up here, but I think we freeze this board because it has Murloc Tidehunter and a Fiendish Servant.
Okay.
So we'll tavern tier up and freeze because what we'll do is we'll buy the Tidehunter, sell the token, and then buy the Servant, buffing up our Wrathweaver. Again, we're not getting really into our hero power yet, but we will. Basically, we're not to a point where we have an extra mana to float. And you usually want to use it when you plan to freeze the tavern. So somebody did not tavern up on 2, which is a surprise. Surprise. I mean, it's good. Because he'll be a little bit behind the power curve. So we're going to buy the Tidecaller. Or Tidehunter. We'll sell the token. We'll buy the Fiendish Servant. Put it on the left. So it dies first.
Okay.
I don't think there's anything here I want to freeze. so I'm just going to keep this. We're probably going to sell the Tidehunter next turn,
Mm-hmm.
depending what shows up in the tavern. Mainly, probably, if we can buy 2 good minions, we'll sell the Tidehunter just so we can upgrade one of the minions in the tavern.
Okay.
That's actually good.
That's very good.
Yep. Landed on the right minion. It really didn't matter, truthfully, but we want to get into tier 3 at least for the. Ooh, there's another Tidehunter. That way we don't have to sell the Tidehunter. We just sell the token. So let's get the Murloc Tide Collar and the Tidehunter,
Okay.
so we can buff up this Tide Collar.
Yeah. And then do we sell the token and renew, or do we just wait?
Well, next turn we're probably going to tavern up and then buy a minion.
Okay.
So maybe we do. Yeah, let's do this, and then we'll just upgrade this to a 3 tier. I don't want the beast, so I am going to freeze it so that we can possibly use it again. We could actually upgrade that to a 4 tier and not upgrade our tavern, but we're probably going to upgrade our tavern. It's a weird Wrathweaver in there. Okay. We're not going to win this one, but I was hoping we killed the 4-2 so we take less damage.
Yeah.
Those Bronze Wardens are pretty good. Reborn is just good.
Reborn's very good in this.
Let's see. We only have those, so let's go ahead and upgrade our tavern.
Okay.
And then I'm going to roll this beast up to a 4 tier.
Okay.
We're only going to buff 1 minion.
So do you think you take these? Well, Zubat wouldn't really upgrade.
It's no different than the Menagerie's better than Zubat.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I think we go ahead and sell
the Tidehunter and take the Menagerie Magician.
Now I'm going to sell the Tidehunter and I'm going to take the Zubat and I'm going to freeze the board so I can then upgrade the Menagerie Magician to a 5 tier.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. To a tier 5 minion.
Yeah. Since it's pretty much we lose +1/+1 on the minion, but at this point of the game, that's inconsequential. So we should win this one if the trade's paying out right. Yeah, there we go. Not bad. We've taken a bit of early damage, but I think we're starting to get to a point where we can stabilize.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that Menagerie Magician to a 5 tier. This is the power of this hero. Oh, it's not good now, though. But it might be good for 6. Maybe we just buy some of these. We buy the Spawn and N'Zoth and the Grandmother, and then just freeze the board again.
Okay.
Because these are just good minions. We'll put Spawn and N'Zoth in the far left, and then Grandmother third there. Yeah, see, we haven't gone enough demons, and then we'll freeze this board. There was some merit to taking an island, but we haven't taken enough damage to make it that big. Because we've taken, what, 14 damage?
Yes.
I mean, right now probably would be good. So maybe I should have bought an island. Because it also would have buffed up our Wrathweaver, which we're probably not going to stick with demons.
There we go.
That's great, actually.
That's very good.
That hit exactly what we wanted it to.
No, this is not good.
No, it's not. Yeah, that trade was bad, too. I would have liked it to hit a 4-1. We're not going to lose by a lot. If that would have hit the 2/4.
Yeah.
We're not going to take a ton of damage. Maybe we take this on Nylon. What can we get on 6? There's a lot of really good 6 cost. Oh, goodness. Yeah, I think we take the Nylon and both Soul Jugglers.
Okay.
And then we just get rid of these.
Don't forget, we're going to take 3 damage for playing those as well. Which is
No,
just
to... one. Just one.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Soul
Jugglers
Jugglers
are
aren't
not demons. Yeah, you're right.
So we're going to go ahead and start selling some of these. We'll put out the Annihilin. Let's get rid of both these Murlocs. And then we'll just refresh the tavern. There's some homunculus.
Refresh again?
I like the homunculus, actually, instead of the grandmother.
Okay.
So let's take this homunculus. Because it's a total of 6 damage. I'm not going to freeze the board. So we're probably going to stick to a demon strat now that we got those jugglers.
So are we going to tier up first? Oh.
That was good. Oh. This Battlemaster is going to carry us. Well, the 2020 is going to be a trouble, but...
Are we going to tier up to start the...
Probably.
Next round?
That sounds like the most logical. This is barely any damage, so that's good. We do want to try to get to 5, though. So let's tier up. We'll roll. We did get a 4, so I'm going to roll that 4 to see if we can get like a Mal'Ganis. Would be great. Okay. Murazon. Who did we face last? We faced Lich King.
Yeah.
And he's also running demons. So maybe we get the Murazon. So I'm going to buy the Murazon. I'm going to sell the spawn. Put Murazon out. See if we can get... We got a Wrathweaver.
Wrathweaver, okay. I think it's too late. Let's start a new Wrathweaver. But...
No, but if we get another one, we'll triple him.
Yeah.
And that's really the important thing. So let's... I'm going to move this Murazon back a bit so other stuff dies. Just roll once. No, that's worth keeping.
Okay.
We haven't had a really good warband.
No.
And this is the first time I've ran Galakron, so there's probably a trick to his hero power that I'm not really good at. This doesn't look... If we could end up killing that Direhorn before it... that's not going to help. Oh, it didn't get the overkill, so that's good.
No. 6, so we're at 3. We're still alive.
Yeah, we're alive. We'll have to turn it this turn, or we're pretty much out. Like I said, I'm not an expert at Battlegrounds. By no stretch, I'm about 4,800 MMR. I'm going to roll the 4 tier here. See what we get.
Okay.
Void Lord.
That's not terrible.
That's good.
It's going to move us. It's going to put us down to 2.
We can take 8 damage. I think we sell the homunculus for it, though.
Yeah.
I'm going to buy the Shifter's Heiress just because I like to have Shifter's Heiress. We're probably going to tier up next turn. I think is the best thing to do. So we'll sell the homunculus. Play the Void Lord. Way off. Let's put the Annihilin next to it so that if there's any cleave.
Yeah.
Roll one more time. That's fine. Nothing worth freezing here. Probably going to do a little buy-sell dance next turn. I would really like a Mal'Ganis. Maybe we didn't capitalize on demons early enough with the Wrathweaver, because he's only a 9/9, which is not that big.
Right.
Okay. Soul Jugglers are doing work.
Yes, yes, they are.
Nice. It was a good trade.
Well, there's that cleave you were worried about.
Yep. But it didn't get that much. Oh, that's good. Then we win this, right? Yeah.
Yes, yes, we do.
Because of the Island. Whew. We got to win, boys, finally. Well, we're not going to be 8th.
No.
I don't think we can we afford a King Boss? I think we buy it.
I don't think we can. I don't think we can afford to play it and take the damage.
But do we buy it to try to get a Mal'Ganis, or do we just go for the Mal'Ganis? Let's.
I think we just go for the Mal'Ganis.
Tavern tier up. Roll. We're rolling for Mal'Ganis, so that means we're gonna hit this 4 tier to try to get Mal'Ganis, because it's better than trying to roll the whole thing. Didn't work. Roll again. We could. That actually might be good. The Twilight Emissary.
Yeah, we don't have any. I mean, we've got Murazon.
We got Murazon, and
Yeah.
that would make him an 8/8 with taunt. It would give another taunt, so it doesn't just hit the Void Lord. So let's sell the Fiendish Servant and these 2 in our hand. Neither of these are going to do damage to us, right? Yeah. Buy this, put it out, buff the Murazon, bounce him over. I think that's good.
Okay.
And that gives another taunt to possibly clear other minions besides the Void Lord. That's good. That's what I wanted to do. I want some of these minions to die before the Void Lord. There we go. Okay, there we go. 2 taunts. This will clear some of these Divine Shields.
Yeah.
We're actually not in a bad spot at all. Good, good. Good hits. That's fine.
That's it. That's game.
Yeah. Well. No, we can't win. Nope. But if we would have won, then we would have knocked him out.
All right.
Yeah. I think Galakron's going to take some practice. We didn't get dead last.
That's true.
Again, I'd like a top 4. I've been losing a lot of MMR because I'm still learning a lot of these new heroes.
Right.
And the minions. Some of the minions are proving to not be as good as people originally thought. Others are a lot better than they originally thought. I've been watching a lot of Firebat. Firebat and Language Hacker have done some co-ops lately to help Language Hacker with his BGs. So it's been pretty cool. So
yeah. So, all right, guys. Well, I think that's gonna do it for us this week. If you have any questions or comments about the show, please hit us up at heropowerpodcast@gmail.com. Hit that subscribe button below on YouTube if you haven't done so already, or give us a follow on Twitch to be alerted when we go live. And as we said earlier, for all the details about our Patreon, head over to patreon.com/heropower. And until next week, good gaming.
bye, guys.